Hey guys, FTG here, and today we'll be talking about some huge data mined leaks we had for Space Marine 2 on the public test server. We have early renditions of the new Raven Guard champion skin model, the new Raven Guard bolt skin model, on top of things like the new Blood Angels jump pack, and of course, brand new head customization for non-Ultramarine chapters. That's what we'll be going over first. So first up, we have the brand new Space Wolf customization for your head. Now, if you're unaware, Space Wolves are renowned for not using their helmets in combat. Now, a lot of people think the reason Space Wolves don't wear their helmets is because they are dumb as rocks, and don't get me wrong, Space Wolves can be pretty stupid, and Leman Russ may be one of, if not the dumbest Primarchs in all of 40k. But the reason they don't wear their helmets in combat is because these Space Wolves have very heightened senses, and these helmets will usually interfere with that. Now, another fundamental aspect of being a Space Wolf in 40k is having a luscious haircut or a luscious beard, so I'm glad they properly represented that here, because the only alternative to this is looking like Brad Pitt from Troy a la Leman Russ. So finally, we have a proper Space Wolf head. Now, the next head customization we have here is for the White Scars. Now, White Scars do already have a champion pack and cosmetic DLC, just like these Space Wolves, but actually getting a head customization for them here is quite cool if you're a huge fan of these guys. I'm not like the biggest fan of White Scars, but I understand why they chose them because, like I said before, they already got a DLC, so it makes a lot of sense. Now, the next head customization we have here, I am a huge fan of, which is the Blood Angels. Now, Blood Angels are my favorite chapter in all of Warhammer 40k, and Sanguinius is my favorite Primarch, so getting a proper representation of these guys is pretty damn cool. This guy looks very pale, and after all, the Blood Angels are basically vampires, so it makes a lot of sense. Now, I'm usually not one to use a head customization over a helmet option unless it makes like a lore accurate sense with a Space Wolf, but in this case, I might, because I think this is one of the better head customizations in the entire game, to be honest, because let's be real, guys, some of the base game heads look very chopped, and this one looks way better. Now, the final head customization we have here is for the Black Templars. Now, Black Templars cannot stop winning in this game. I think the Black Templar customization is currently the best out of all the champion packs. The Bulwark one that came out in patch 10 simply looks incredible. The Mark II helmet, the skeleton on the backpack, and in this case, even their head customization has additions that the other ones simply don't get. I think somebody at Saber Interactive really loves the Black Templars, and even though they're not my favorite Imperial Fist successor chapter, I think they look pretty damn cool in this game, and I'm glad they have a cool head as well. And that's pretty much all there is for the head customization that was leaked. Now, the next major leak we had here was for the champion skin on the Assault class for the Raven Guard chapter. Now, a lot of people were confused why we got a Raven Guard champion skin for the Assault class and not the Sniper class. First of all, Raven Guard are not just snipers, they are also stealth shock troopers that usually come in out of invisibility with a jump pack and lightning claws. That is actually represented in their recent model on the tabletop for their new chapter master, and unfortunately, lightning claws are not currently in Space Marine 2. Hopefully they'll be added one day, but it seems for now they are using a Power Fist as a placeholder model, or like kind of a replacement for what they have for lightning claws basically. Now, this model from the front looks pretty damn cool. It is obviously unfinished. They do have the beaky helmet, which is basically mandatory for any Raven Guard skin, in my opinion, and the shoulder pieces with the feathers look quite interesting, and obviously this is a champion skin in patch 10.0 plus, which means all of these pieces will be movable to like other classes and stuff like that, so tactical should be able to get this shoulder piece, and presumably every single class will have access to the new helmet here, and maybe even the chest piece and some of the other shoulder options, because they do like to move the shoulder options around all the classes in this game, even the ones that wear Phobos, like the Sniper and Vanguard, because if you're unaware, the Vanguard's shoulder piece for the Space Wolf champion skin with the wolf head, that is coming to all classes, so I presume they'll do something like that with all of these options on the Raven Guard skin as well. Now, if we look at the skin from the back, we also see it has a cloak. Now, unfortunately, cloaks in Space Marine 2 look pretty awful for the most part, but this one actually looks pretty decent. I am curious to see if this one will actually come to the other classes, because in the past, with things like the Bulwark's champion skin for the Dark Angels, they did not get the cloak option, and it's a bit more limited when it comes to things like this, and I hope that's not the case, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I don't expect this to actually come to every single class, and obviously this model is unfinished, but so far it looks pretty damn good, and to be honest, this one is competing with the Black Templar champion skin, in my opinion, for the best looking champion skin in the game, and I can't wait to see until it's like fully rendered with textures and everything. Now, the next thing I want to talk about here is the Raven Guard bolt pistol skin for the champion pack. Now, this thing looks pretty cool, not as cool as a heroic bolt pistol in my opinion, but if you're unaware, the bolt pistol actually got buffed in base damage damage in the patch 11.0 PTS server. If you remember what the PTS server is, just the public test server. So that's a pretty important bit for this weapon in particular, because the bolt pistol is going to be coming to the assault class Raven Guard champion skin, and the assault is stuck with only a secondary. So if your bolt pistol still sucks ass when the champion skin comes out, that's gonna be pretty terrible for your cosmetic selection. So hopefully the bolt pistol performs significantly better now. I've not actually tested it on the public test server yet. I'll be doing that sometime later today. And overall, this bolt pistol skin looks pretty cool. I am a fan of the heroic one a lot. They also changed the sound effect of the heroic one in the recent public test server. Maybe they'll do that for the standard bolt pistol as well, but either way, I am looking forward to a new bolt pistol skin. I just hope the damage and viability of the weapon is tremendously increased to actually match the aesthetic of the new champion skin pack, because like I said before, this champion skin pack looks like the one of the best in the entire game. And also one more thing I want to mention is that all the pieces of this armor set should be able to be recolored just like the other champion skin packs, so you can play as like a Raven Guard successor chapter with this and stuff like that, which should also be pretty awesome, because some of the Raven Guard successor chapters, in my opinion, look far better than the standard Raven Guard chapter. Even though black and red is pretty cool, it's a bit mundane for my taste at times, and I kind of prefer the black guard, even though they're basically just inverted Raven Guard. But either way, a great champion skin. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments below. And the next thing we're going to be talking about here is the leaked Blood Angels Champion Pack Jump Pack. Now, thanks to the public test server, we already know what the Blood Angels champion skin on the tactical looks like. However, the Blood Angels jump pack is not currently available even on the test server. So these are the first images we have ever had of this new Blood Angels jump pack skin, and I think it looks fairly accurate. It is really cool they actually added in a separate jump pack customization option for a champion skin that is primarily on the tactical. They have never done that before, and like I've mentioned before, all the champion skins are better now than they were in year one, because they actually swap out the armor pieces, and the fact that they added in this extra bit just for the assault class, since a ton of players want a sanguinary guard skin, I think that's pretty cool. And even though the champion skin looks awfully like Dante on the tactical, you will be able to swap out all of these parts for the assault as well. You can actually see that in game on the public test server on top of everything else. Now, since I know a lot of you are not currently on the public test server, I want to go in-game and show you guys the champion skin in the actual armory. So here it is. You can't currently select it because it is locked behind a DLC wall, but you can view it in the armory, and it looks pretty goddamn amazing, I have to say. Presumably, you will be able to color all the parts of this just like the other champion skins, and as far as I can tell, the parts of this armor are only available to the tactical class and the assault class. And I kind of understand why they did that, because a bulwark of some of these parts would look pretty weird. Maybe they'll add that in the official update for patch 11, but as far as the public test server is concerned, only the assault has this in his armory currently alongside tactical. And also I want to note that this is the only assault skin in game pretty much that has any type of tabard at the moment for like the bottom portion of the armor. I'm curious to see how the physics of that will look with his jump pack and stuff, but either way, I'm pretty excited to see that in game. And one more thing I want to mention is that Saber Interactive has really been putting their foot down for cosmetics in the new Accolades shop. Every new update going forward, it seems that they want to have at least 6 new heroic weapons and maybe like 6 to 8 new cosmetics. That's a pretty large amount of cosmetics compared to what we got in year one. Like to see the first update for patch 10.0 on the anniversary patch, it had 6 new armor parts in the Accolades shop, and this one will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is pretty awesome to see. I'm excited to see what they'll come out with in the patch 12.0 as well once patch 11 is officially released. And if you're unaware when patch 11.0 is coming out, it will be arriving in late November, so just keep that in mind. If you're excited for the patch and have seen some gameplay of it, you will be able to play it yourself in late November, probably around Thanksgiving if you're American like I am. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much all I have to say in this one. Let me know what you guys think about the data mined leaks for Space Marine 2's upcoming Raven Guard skin, the Raven Guard bolt pistol skin, the Blood Angels jump pack, and the new head customization. And as always, if you like content like this, subscribe for more, and take it easy. Bye.